Hey, great people. This is Danielle Pierce of Real Estate Profit Lab. Wanted to do this short video to answer this commonly asked question, which is how long do you have to complete work orders once you get started working in property preservation? So the answer to that, as is the case with many things, is that it depends. So typically the things with the quickest turnarounds will be securing work orders. So going to a property, changing a lock, rekeying the lock, putting on a lockbox, etc. You'll generally have 2 days to do that. The shortest time frame is for evictions, and this is contingent upon where you live in the country. For example, Chicago, the way that they schedule evictions there, because it's such a large city, is that you find out the day before if you have an eviction. So they'll call you, and it could be as late as 5 o'clock, and you have to be at the property the very next day by 8 o'clock in the morning. And then the sheriff comes sometime between the hours of 8 to 12. They don't tell you exactly when they're coming. So you just have to be there, have somebody waiting there for when the sheriff arrives. Sheriff goes into the property, kicks everybody out, and then you secure the property, remove all the stuff from the property, depending upon what the company tells you to do. So that's again the shortest time frame is evictions could be 24 hours, actually a little bit less than 24 hours. Trash outs, you typically have 2 to 5 days. If I had to put an average for that, I would say it's probably 3. The average house only has about 60 cubic yards of debris, which is not a whole lot. I mean, that's one day's worth of work. But some properties, every now and then, you will get them where people are basically hoarders inside the property, and so those trash outs will take you, 3, 4, 5 days to complete as well. So it is a possibility. Sometimes people ask the question about, do I have to be on call 24 hours? I mean, all the companies will ask you if you're available to take calls, or they ask you for an emergency 24-hour contact number. That's not been an issue. The only time that has come up in my experience has been if you are not working necessarily in PPI, property preservation and inspection, but you're working on the team that does the repairs and maintenance for occupied properties. Like a lot of the banks actually rent properties to tenants. So if you're doing work on that team for those properties, then yes, you may get a call in the middle of the night if, say something floods in the property and everybody's inside the property, et cetera, et cetera. But generally for what we do for the properties that are vacant, I mean, you're not really on call. You're not like a doctor where you have to be going out in the middle of the night to correct some issue. Anything can wait, until the light of day. So that's that. And then the last thing I'll say about the work orders is that many people freak out and they'll say things like, oh my gosh, what if I can't get it done? What should I do? In that case, you would just basically ask for an extension. You would or just tell them when you're going to have it done. Worst case scenario, you could have the order reassigned to another vendor. It's none of those are really the end of the world. It's only an issue if you do it consistently and if you are the primary vendor in that particular area. So hopefully that was helpful. If you have other questions, drop them below. I'll try to get to it over the course of the next few weeks. I like to put these videos out to kind of address many of the questions that people have, and try to get those answered up front. If you have other, what was I going to say? Oh, to get more information, be sure to check out propertypreservationmastery.com or just go to daniellepierce.com. All right. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.